Hi, welcome to my old Cascadia 50 race report and video. The old Cascadia 50-mile mountain race took place on June 19th, 2021 in the Willamette Forest area of Oregon. Specifically, the start was at the Lava Lake Snow Park and went around the Crescent Mountain, Scar Mountain, and some other mountains and ridges in that range. Enjoy the video and footage that I took during the race. It was a hard race on a hot day, and join me at the end to see if I finished and how it all turned out. Thank you.
Old Cascadia 50, about 3 miles in. So far so good, staying cool, amazing trails, a lot of shade with these massive trees. Hope that stays that way later. Moving well so far. Old Cascadia, about mile 4. Now the climbing is starting all the way up. Beautiful day, moving well. Old Cascadia 50. About 5 miles in, getting above tree line. Really beautiful out here. Amazing forest covered mountains. Amazing panoramic view here. The Cascades. Old Cascadia 50, mile 5. Still moving well. What an amazing day so far out in Oregon. Old Cascadia 50. Beautiful ridgeline trail. These mountains behind me, every direction. Air breathes so clean out here. Feels like I'm at higher altitude, but it's really only about 5,000-6,000 feet at this point, if even that. Moving along well. First big climb, a few more to come. Turn around, about 6 miles in, Mount Hood in the distance. Beautiful summit view. There's even a marker. Closer view of Mount Hood. And down we go. Old Cascadia, about mile 7. Regrouping a little bit. Missed a turn coming off the summit. Probably added on another half mile total, maybe less. Was headed straight down. Missed a hairpin turn that was marked. A little sign on the bottom. Was so excited to get downhill, but caught my mistake. Made it back up, so Small hiccup, but we're back on track. Beautiful day. On mile 12, Old Cascadia 50. These beautiful pink flowers are kind of all around the course up here in the mountains. Still moving pretty well. Haven't seen anyone since I messed up the turn about 6 miles ago, but I figure I only cost myself maybe a quarter mile. Not sure who's ahead of me or behind me. Haven't seen anyone for a long time. Probably about 6 miles. Next aid station, another mile. Still moving smooth. About mile 16, Old Cascadia, massive fallen trees all along this route. Feel like it's pretty prehistoric growth, some of these trees. So big, like Muir Woods in California. Amazing trail, but it's getting warmer, a little behind on hydration. Gotta keep moving. About 17 miles in, Old Cascadia 50. And here is the river crossing as promised. Rocks are pretty slippery. Oh boy. Yep. Calf deep as promised. Oh, feels kind of good. Whoa. We survived the river crossing, yay! About 18 miles in to the Old Cascadia 50. It might be off by a mile either direction. GPS has not been on point today. River crossing felt pretty good. I believe now I'm making a small couple mile gradual climb in this green, soft, mossy kind of grass you can see. I believe this section is affectionately known as the magic carpet. So hopefully it gets us to the top soon. Checking in, Old Cascadia 50. Somewhere on mile 25, I think. GPS is way off. Just going by time of day and the aid stations. Doing okay with the cutoffs. Could be doing better, but should be all right. Ran out of water about 3 miles before the last aid station. Really slowed me down. It's climbing to the 80s, I believe. I had a water filter to use. Should have used it at that ice cold creek, but I had plenty of water, so I thought at that point. But lesson learned, ice cold water available. Fill your filter when you have 12 miles between aid stations. Checking out. Old Cascadia, somewhere about 26-27 miles in. Pretty cool formation. Looks like some kind of lava remnants or other kind of rock. You can see Mount Hood way out in the distance. This is pretty cool. Panoramic. Old Cascadia 50 mile, about 28 miles in. Next aid station's at 31. Just made the first cutoff at 27.4 with 25 minutes to spare. So it's comfortable, but it's basically a 40-mile race. Have till 8:30 to make the cutoff at mile 41-ish. 40.7, and then there's no final cutoff. So treating it like a 40-mile race, not giving up, struggling with heat, staying on top of hydration as much as possible. Went about a 3-mile stretch out of water. We covered that earlier. See you soon. Keeping moving. Old Cascadia 50 update. Just left the mile 31.5 aid station. Took a little extra time to refill the backpack with ice and water, as well as 2 flasks, and they made me a fresh quesadilla. So I already ate 1 slice of it. Eating a nice fresh piping hot quesadilla has always turned my spirits around, but although there have been low points today for everyone probably with the heat, there was never a doubt I was going to keep pushing on this. And heat, distance, climb, if you trained, if you prepared, and you're somewhat ready for the event, a lot of times it comes down to what's between your ears. And there was no way, after all the climbing and heat and the beautiful course out here, that I was gonna miss this. Haven't made it yet, don't want to jinx myself, but I've got about 4 hours to make 9 miles. There's a cutoff at 40.7, maybe 41 miles ish. And once you make that cutoff, then the rest of the race, there's no cutoff at the finish line. So it'll be a relief to make that 40-mile cutoff. Old Cascadia, rolling along, finishing my quesadillas. Old Cascadia, mile 32. Nice little log crossing over this creek. First one of these today. A lot of gigantic trees. Prehistoric everywhere. Old Cascadia 50, about mile 33-ish. And we popped off the trail after a big climb. Unexpected to me. Came on this Jeep road. There was a diversion in the course because of some snow this year, but still pretty solid vertical gain, even with the one part of the climb being cut off. But I'm really loving this Jeep road. There is some sun, but also a lot of shade, so a little run walking and feeling good about making it to the mile 40 cutoff. Plenty of time ahead. It's not going to do anything too stupid. See you soon. Old Cascadia 50. What a beautiful creek scene. Mile almost 41. Says I got 9.3 to go, so 40.7. Made the final aid station cutoff. Had 36 minutes to spare, so it was a little nerve-wracking because it was a little longer than expected, but we made it. Gonna put a headlamp on soon. Look, we got another big climb. And then I believe a 3-mile climb. And then a 6-mile downhill. Finishing with about a mile of Jeep road. So that's gonna be so good to put my feet on that Jeep road. Just had some potato chips and hot broth. And a Rice Krispies treat. Refilled my water all the way, so there should be no more issues. Caught up with the hydration issue from earlier. And it's a very tough race, but I've been working, training for this more than a few years. This year in particular, everything's gone well, so not gonna jinx myself any further. Gonna be getting dark soon. See you later. So we are in the final descent of Old Cascadia 50. It's about 9:30 at night. Got the headlamp going now. Stayed light till after 9:15. Then it got quite dark. Set a vertical gain PR over 11,000. 11,150 feet of gain. I don't think there's any more ups. I'm hoping there's not any more ups, but it is what it is. Still moving all right. Basically just hiking this in. I'm not gonna try to run in this rocky ground in the dark. Really no point to it, other than I am ready to be done with this race. As beautiful and awesome of a challenge it is not done yet. I'm ready to be done. Really amazing to think this morning I was coming in the opposite direction on this trail. First 5-6 miles of the race, and now you can see panoramic view of the gorgeous mountain range. There's the moon. Mount Hood somewhere over there. Old Cascadia, heading home. Last creek crossing. This one's got a bridge. Somewhere around 2 or 3 miles left, I think, but I haven't been sure of much with mileage at all today between my watch and the course measurement. But we're getting it done. Last mile of the race on the road. We started at 6 a.m. this morning. Of course, it's uphill now. A lot of life was lived today. A lot of life was lived today. Great day and night.
Hello and welcome back if you made it this far through my Old Cascadia 50 course video and photo tour. I did finish the race, as you saw, was given this beautiful die-cut metal finishers award that features some of the highlights, the scenery of the course. Also picked up this hat and shirt at the event as well. They have very high quality swag at this event. Trevor and Janessa, the race directors, did a fantastic job with this race from start to finish. The aid stations were incredibly well supported. I would also note that they did save burritos that they had from earlier in the day for everyone that finished the race. And I would know I was one of the last 4 people to finish the race, which is very much appreciated. So often you get to the finish line and things are shut down or gone. That wasn't the case here. Everyone is cared for. I'd also make a note for back of the packers like me. The cutoff system was unique in that you only had to make it to the mile 40 cutoff. Then you had extra time to finish the race, essentially. So there is no final 50-mile cutoff in the race. You make it to mile 40 and you'll get a finish if you can traverse the rest of the distance, which took a lot off my mind going into the dark. Otherwise, I would have been running down mountains. I was about 25 to 40 minutes ahead of the cutoffs in the end, but it was nice to have that cushion knowing once I made that 40-mile cutoff that I could finish comfortably and still secure an official finish. As far as gear considerations go, I would recommend poles if you're using poles, or you probably should want to learn how to use them for this race. They're definitely helpful. There was 11,500 feet of climb. It was a snow reroute this year. Normally there's over 12,000 feet of climb, so poles could definitely be handy. I didn't use them the whole time, but when I used them, they were quite helpful and even saved me from falling a few times in some of the steep sections going up and down in both directions. Water was definitely a consideration due to the hot weather this year. I filled hydration bladder probably 7 or 8 times, as well as my flasks. It was 80 to 90 degrees. It's not exposed. It is mainly covered with very high trees, but it still was hot nonetheless, and that factored into, I believe, a lot of problems for people that might not have been prepared for that, or just got overwhelmed by the conditions, as does happen in these races quite often. I would also like to thank all my supporters from Marathon Animal Rescue that donated to help support 2 no-kill animal rescues in the Oregon area as part of this race. I will put a note about my charity, Marathon Animal Rescue, in the comments section below. You can learn about this charity that I founded and how I support animal rescues across the country, some of the other races I've done. I hope you enjoyed this photo tour and course video. I hope it helps you if you're running this race. And thank you very much for your continued support. If you'd like to see more of these videos, feel free to like and subscribe the notifications of this page. And thank you very much for watching.